I'm Lynn Jones. My job has evolved really because I was originally in the finance department of the Ospreys Rugby when I first started, but then I was moved over to the rugby side where they had no administration. So for me, it was sorting out the administration over there, and with my links with everybody, because it's a split site where you've got the players playing on the training ground in Llandarcy, and all the administration is done in the Liberty Stadium. I was the go-between between the two of them because I knew both sides. I've learned I've been with them now 6 years, and for 4 of those, almost 5 now, I've been with the rugby. The rugby side, I started doing the travel, and I've continued to do that, although WRU do a lot of it now. I also do the paperwork for the physios in any administration, for example, filing away the reports for the injured players and that sort of thing, but also making sure that any invoices we have in from that side of things are correct, and that helps with my background with accounts. I also then find out if anybody needs any equipment or anything, and I normally help to sort that out. And any administration really, I do. It's whatever they need then, because rugby boys don't understand administration. Not that they don't understand it; they do understand administration, but what they think that it's got to be done in a certain way, and if they give it to me, I usually do it, and I take it off them because they've got other things to do, and I just say leave it with me and I'll sort it out for you, and I usually sort them out for them. And the boys are exceptionally respectful, and I have a real good rapport with them, which I'm really pleased about. Yes, over the years, we've sort of. They understand me and I understand them, and I enjoy. It's one of the things I love about the job is actually talking to the players, being involved with them, and with their families. Because on game day, on a normal game day, if we're at the stadium, I look after the families. I go there and I do reception, and then afterwards I go and talk to the families and make sure there's anything they need or anything they want. And that's evolved over the time as well, because it's nice to chat to them and like to see what they want out of things and if they require anything, because the boys need to have time to themselves on the day, and especially on game day, and the families don't want to interrupt that. So if I can help them out, I do. I've had a few jobs, yes, in my time, but I started off from school. I went to college in Hereford, doing catering, and when I was on the catering course, I realised that I enjoyed doing accounts. So I did start as a head chef, but then I decided my friend went down to the Royal Air Force, and I went down with her, and we ended up joining. I joined as administration, and she joined as something else, and then I stayed in the Air Force for 22 years. During that time, I managed to get qualifications for my accounts, which I thoroughly enjoy. And from there, then I came out of the Air Force. I went to UPVC company and did accounts there for 18 months. From there, I managed to get a job with a charity, and I worked there for 14 years. I was made redundant from there, and decided that I couldn't finish work because it wasn't the right time. I was 59 and out of a job. I went to an agency, that's what it is. I went to an agency because I had qualifications. Mind you, I did have qualifications at this time. But up until I came out of the Air Force, I didn't have any qualifications. So I did these qualifications late in life, and I managed to get jobs with the agency. And one of them was for a month with Swansea Football Club. And I worked there for a month, and from that they were looking for somebody in the Ospreys, and I was asked if I wanted to go to the Ospreys. So I went to the Ospreys, and that's where I started, and I've been there 6 years now, over 6 years now, and that's a summary of it. I would say to anybody, right, that the thing is, you don't always know when you first finish school what you want to be. I was talking to my sister the other day, and she would have been a pharmacist and I would have been an accountant, but we didn't know that at the time. So what we did, I went into the Air Force, and the Air Force allows you to do other things. I learned to ski. I was on a volleyball team. I did things that I'd never been able to do. I've been traveling all over the world, really, because it's not traveling with the forces, but the money, because it's regular, you can look towards doing other things. But also, you can do a lot of training in the Air Forces, or whichever one you want to go into. But then again, you can also do training. My sister, she did training in the hospital, and she became a pharmacist technician, and I became an accounts technician, because you can learn later in life. You don't have to do it all in one go. If you know what you go on to do, fine. But if you don't, it's nice to do different jobs to get different perspective of what you actually want to be. Do you know what I mean? It's not a case of, I know what I want to be at 16. You don't. You look at other things, and if you're not sure, I would try different areas to get experience, to get life experience. And it really does work. I love working with the boys. Having said that, I work with all the rugby side. There's two sides to any sort of firm, really. There's administration, and then there's work inside, if you see what I mean. And I love working with them. This morning I went and I was doing the testing for them this morning, and they all know me. They all know what I'm like, and they're all very, very respectful. And they're such a pleasure to work with, really are. And my bosses, best bosses I've ever had. So I cannot complain about the Ospreys. I love working for them. It is the best job I've had in ever, I think. And it's the last job I hopefully have. But it will be the last job I'll have, I can tell you now. But it's to work with them and to be around them is special. It is, yeah. One of the things that I did in the Air Force, which I didn't mention, was I actually recruited in Swansea, of all places. I was a recruiter in Swansea, and that showed me just how hard it is for youngsters these days, even then many years ago, mind, but even now. And I say the same as I did earlier. You don't know what you want to be half the time, and I think to know that you can go through life, but you can actually train later on in life, and you can do it. You can if you want to. Always remember, half full, not half empty.